Good morning to all of you. I would say that people who had the experience of yesterday, I am very sure they will join. But only thing, because it is a Saturday, they must be taking it easy. But in the bargain, I think that is they may miss a very important session where it has been almost the topic of the year. I do not know how many sessions I have attended on cloud in last 2 years. And the peer pressure and the pressure of adopting a state-of-the-art technology is so much because Renu is here and she looks after the state data center scheme of the government of India, which is around 1600 crore project and mandated to have 35 state data centers, 29 states and 6 union territories. And they have also started thinking quite some time back, I believe, about how this virtualization and cloud can be adopted. Personally, I have some opinion about the cloud. Let me share a little bit of that thing because just to give a food for thought, I have written in a future article which will come in July session. I personally feel it is very important for this country because this is our country, as you see in the newspaper. We have touched $100 billion, if you have known this figure. And I remember this digit is more than expectation, because when I was in service few years back, we used to very proudly talk about 50 billion and 60 billion to reach by 2008, things like that. It has come 100 billion. And already Honorable Minister has projected by 2020, it will reach 200 billion. Why I am taking out these figures? It has got something to do with this cloud and all. I will tell you how. These figures, if you see, go slightly deeply into that, then they will see that major portion of this revenue is coming from the BPO type of activity. And then, as you also know, and sometimes we pridefully say, the world BPO share, Indian share of world BPO market is around, I may be corrected for exact figure, it is around more than 60%. Neeraj, am I correct? 60%, 62%. So, now will it impact? In my personal opinion, cloud is considered to be a disruptive technology. This word is being used the second time in last 5 years. In my opinion, for WiMAX it was used first, disruptive technology. It is a nonlinear technology. What is a nonlinear technology? Not only this, there are so many others. It doesn't depend, revenue doesn't depend on the head count. Let me explain it a little bit if you do not appreciate at this statement. The big companies and the BPO, by definition, if you add more number of people in the work, you are likely to get more revenue. So the head count is that once you increase the head count, you are likely to get more revenue. But cloud is going to put a stop in that, or rather it will impact. I would not say stop. The Indian branded ITES companies, you can take 4 or 5 names. I mean, there is no harm in taking names. TCS, Infosys, Wipro. All these years, they made a very good impact in the world market from 2 counts. One is that the cost advantage they get from the Indian HR people. When they go for world bidding, global bidding, they take the Indian people who are very good in software development. They give a salary of Indian rupees here. They take them out in the site, put them in the client's site, give them an allowance, give a nice cozy accommodation in anywhere, Brooklyn or some other place. And they have a big competitive advantage at the cost because the conversion and all. And they add more people and they get more revenue. There is a situation change now. If you open up the Forbes journal, then they will say that around 250 of Fortune 500 company, they are having outsourced work in India. That's number one. Number two, very big people, they have got the unit operating from India. How does it matter? Why I am discussing all this? Now they are competing from Indian soil, with Indian people, with Indian salary. You got the point? So in the global market, the competitive advantage of Indian company is slowly disappearing. That's number one. Over and above this, cloud has come, which is nonlinear. The biggest disadvantage of Indian companies, they are all 150,000 plus HR, human resources. In this new situation, these companies are less agile. Number one. Number two, you are from industry, you will appreciate if you have to manage a team. Indian people, the workforce, if they are not getting 15% increase every year, they will simply change the job. It doesn't happen in other country. Attrition is still there, but not for this reason. So what happens? They lose their cost advantage because of the aspirations of the people workforce. All are cumulatively working. Number three, because of the nonlinear aspects are coming, one is cloud, which is going to reduce the cost of the IT. IT can be managed centrally more effectively. Big people like Amazon, Google, they are coming out very big way to use their big, large data centers. That is also adding to the woes of the Indian brand equity companies. Plus, this is all my personal opinion, this is my personal feeling. Plus, the cost disadvantage, plus this, your global competition has shifted its place from Indian soil because of the good policy regime of the government of India. All these things have made this cloud computing very important for these brand ITS companies of India. It's very, very fortunate that some companies I took the name, they have already appreciated this and they have worked on this for the last few, maybe 2 years. They are also adopting the nonlinear technology. They are also making the data centers other places, acquiring companies where they have got the cloud and nonlinear technology. IPR, testing, software testing. You have a software of 10 crore Indian rupees cost. Please try to understand the mathematics and very simple. It has got 10 modules. You put one person on that job for testing as per the international standard. If a very good testing fellow is there, he will complete the job in 1.5 months. Cost of the software testing is around, anywhere around 7% to 10% of the cost of the software. So 10 crore ke liye, how much you get the revenue? 7%? 70 lakhs. How much you pay for that lady or the gent for 1.5 months? Maximum salary. 1.5 lakh per month if you give, 18 lakhs, which is a very fairly senior in Indian context. You give him or her 2 lakhs. You get 70 lakhs. Okay? This is the beauty of the nonlinear technology. Headcount is less, revenue is more. So all these things make this particular session is very important. I just wanted to share of my personal thought. There can be a lot of debates people can discuss with me on the sidelines. This is my feeling. I have a lot of time now. I am a retired person, so I go through all these things now. Okay. Now we have here Renu Buddhiraja, my esteemed colleague from DIT, former colleague. So she is in charge of the State Data Center and other things. She has actually successfully steered the complete R&D portions of the NEGP. You know about the interoperability standards. If you go to the DIT website, you will see a lot of committees have given their reports, archived reports and the current reports, etc. She was the key person from the DIT to do all these things. Other than the State Data Center, which I believe there are 16 centers are already operational, 2, 3 are in the pipeline, and by September 2013, I think all will be operational. Except for Goa. So, so this is the situation. That shows that how much she could steer. And as I mentioned in my opening remark, that the thought process she has initiated already in the virtualizations and cloud computing, etc. It's not very easy because the approval she will get from the people, they may not be the techie people. So they may say she is overreacting to the situation. I'm telling just my experiences also. So it takes time to get the approvals that should we go ahead with this, we should go ahead with this, things like that. Okay, she has been very successful in that, and I believe that next, if there is a SDC 2.0, I think it will be virtualization cloud. Okay, then we have Anurag. Anurag Goel has come from he is the Secretary IT of Government of Assam. I had been to Government of Assam during the SWAN days and previous to that also, and he has taken recently, I think, 6 months, but he was telling me in sidelines that he is very excited to take that thing forward. Assam has got some perennial problems. I had a lot of discussions with PC Sharma ji when he was CS and he was IT Secretary, and also they have got a perennial plea to the Government of India about the cost of the bandwidth, which they have been putting. I also drafted one note for Government of India that how it can be taken from the Cox Bazar and it will be cheaper rather than taking it from Calcutta. I really do not know Anurag is still alive at this point or not, but he must be alive. He is still pleading with Kapil Sibal ji. So there is some international things, so MEA comes into the picture. But the point I am trying to say that Assam is very excited, but for the situation of bandwidth. They have a lot of grievances on BSNL reliability bandwidth. We had faced it in SWAN. Amtron, he is also, he is actually chairman of the Amtron by his chair. So Amtron is also facing this difficulty for the bandwidth, etc. But they are also a company which sells the bandwidth and the services. So he will also tell his views about this particular thing. The government sector may virtualizations and cloud ka kya position at least. What is the Assam's view? Then we have Mr. Rajan Rajpant. He is the controller, Minister of Science and Technology, Government of Nepal. So there are 3 government people sitting here, and from South country also. But anyway, this session is for the virtualization and cloud for government sector. So I think it will be important for us to know what the government, neighboring country also thinks about this, and what are the prospects they think. You must be wondering why I am taking so much time in opening the remarks. The answer is very clear. There are 4 dropouts in the session.
No, we have more time than to speak.
Yeah, that is also good. Murli, I don't know why Murli didn't come. He has to only walk down a little bit of few kilometers. But Rajesh is from Maharashtra, so there is always, I believe that he had last minute problem. Government of Punjab's Special Secretary is also Loknath Behra ji. He is also from Delhi. And Neeta is also from Ahmedabad. So for the outstation people, anything can happen anytime, including the strike by the AI pilots. So I will just request first Anurag, let him come. And he said he volunteered. He has got some hidden agenda, it appears to me. He can speak for a long time. Please, Anurag Goel. Give a hand to him, please.